What is up, my fellow budget travelers? Yes, that sign did say drive like a tortoise because you're going to want to take your time driving through this beautiful park filled with Joshua trees. This is just a taste of what you're going to see. Let's start with the basics. Since we're coming from Las Vegas, there is a couple different routes that you could take. I took the most direct route there, and then I took a different route on the way back. So there's a few different options depending on what you want to do on your trip. We ended up going straight to the park because we didn't need to worry about checking into a hotel because we planned to sleep in the car that night at one of the Bureau of Land Management properties. If you didn't know, these areas of land are common in national parks and they are absolutely free. And if you stick around to the end of this video, I'll show you where the cleanest bathroom was. Getting into some of the basics, this was a really easy hike. Most of the areas you could just drive up to, and you didn't really have to worry about elevation changes because most of it was gradual as you were walking. They do have porta pots scattered throughout the park, and to get into the park, it's about $30, and this pass is also good for a week, so I thought that was pretty cool. But if you guys didn't know, you can get in free to most national parks before the gate opens, so that's usually around 7 a.m. all the way to 4 p.m. So if you go after 4 p.m., it'll be free as well. Coming from Vegas side, you're going to come into 29 Palms, which has these really cute pink street signs all over the place. And you're going to want to stop at the tourist center because one of the best tips that they gave us was download the maps, because while you're driving throughout the Joshua Tree, service is not the best. You're going to want to have it downloaded to your phone so you know where to go and that you don't get lost, because trust me when I say there is no service in most of the park. We didn't end up using the app, but we did download it to Google Maps, so we were able to navigate really easily. Again, it's not hard to really navigate this park, but especially when you're hiking, it's really important to have the trails in your phone. Trust me when I say this. We did end up getting lost at one point on one of the hikes. That's a whole other story. I'll save it for another video. But for most of Joshua Tree, while we were just driving through it, we had no problem using Google Maps after we had downloaded it to our phone. And I know that these are for kids, the passports, but if you plan to go to a lot of the national parks, why not get the passport? It's so fun to get a stamp at every national park you go to. Now that you know all of the basics, let me show you exactly what you're going to see inside Joshua Tree itself. Here we are at Joshua Tree. We were so excited to see the Joshua trees up close, but we also started seeing the cholla cactus, which is really popular in Joshua Tree. These things are crazy looking in person, so we were really excited to start seeing some of those as we went into the park. And as we started exploring, I quickly realized that Joshua Tree is just a glorified rock garden. Like, a lot of things you're going to see are shaped rocks, which are so cool, but I just thought that was really funny. Skull Rock definitely lived up to the hype. I mean, this thing looked like a skull from all different angles. That was really cool. There was a lot of boulders and things to climb, but just be careful while you're exploring because a lot of stuff starts to look the same after a while, so just make sure you're paying attention to where you're going so you don't get lost. While we were walking, we found this really cool rock over here that looked like a hand. It's actually right next to where Skull Rock is. While you're driving from destination to destination, keep an eye out for those horned sheep. They're usually out when it's closer to like dusk, so either early in the morning or as the sun's going down. But we didn't see any this trip, but they're definitely out there, so keep an eye out for them. For Ryan's Mountain, we just chose to drive by it, but this is a big stargazing area, so if you're looking to do some good stargazing, definitely stop by Ryan's Mountain. We did take a hike over by the Hall of Horrors because we wanted to see if we could catch some people rock climbing. Instead, we just saw a bunch of like cool boulders and a lot of cactuses. But on our way back to the car, we did see a couple people up in the air. But I'm curious, why is it called Hall of Horrors? Does anybody know? Let me know in the comments if you do. But this was really cool just to walk through and see the different rock formations and all the wildlife that's growing in between these little cracks in the rocks. There was also a lot of lizards out, so that was really fun. We were on a hunt for a roadrunner, but we didn't see any in this area. Oh well, lizards and rock climbers were fun enough. Next up, over at Cap Rock, we saw this little ground squirrel. I thought it was a chipmunk at first, but then we started looking at it and it's definitely a ground squirrel. But Cap Rock is so crazy how it's just sitting up there. It looks like it could fall at any moment. But over here was pretty cool. They had this little walkthrough that explained the different plants and animals that live in this area. We saw a bunch of cactuses that were starting to bloom, so that was pretty fun as well. But it was this cute little like garden that they had set up, which I thought was really fun. We also saw a ton of these silkworms, and I loved telling all the kids I would see, I was like, ew, look at the bugs, and they would freak out. It was really funny. Our next stop on our journey was the Quail Mountain area. It's one of the highest points in Joshua Tree, so we went out to the lookout that looks out into the valley, and this was so pretty. There was like a lone Joshua tree just sitting there, and it was just beautiful. It was like breathtaking. If you end up over here, the light looks like crazy because of the light invasion from the Coachella Valley area. So definitely worth a look, but we didn't come all the way back up here just for that. We ended up watching the stars from the campsite. Next up was the arch. This was really the only one that you kind of had to walk over to. You even had to cross the street because parking was across the street. But keep in mind, if you do stay there to watch the sun go down, just walk along the road and it'll take you right back to where all the parking is. You don't have to try and walk that weird trail. Even though the arch was okay, I wasn't really impressed by it. There was this awesome path right underneath it, and I thought this thing was so cool. I felt like I was in Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom. I even took a photo like this. But I did see why people like the arch as the sun started to set, because it was like glowing, and this was a great place to watch the sunset as well. And guys, if you're over by the Heart Rock, go check out Cheeseburger Rock. It's right over by the Heart Rock. I mean, look at this thing. It looks exactly like a cheeseburger. Am I crazy? Let me know in the comments. But Heart Rock was pretty cool, but I was so impressed by this Cheeseburger Rock that nobody talks about. I can't find it anywhere on the internet. I really suggest going to this area as the sun is going down. I mean, look at this, guys. I got such great photos and such great videos just because the lighting is so pretty at this time of day. I mean, look at this one. I mean, that is Joshua Tree in a photo. Although it is a really popular time, at this time there was a lot of people sitting on the rock and standing. Next, we headed over to the Cholla Garden. Unfortunately, it was under construction, so that's why we didn't go during the day, but it was still cool to see even at night. By this point, we were pretty hungry, so it was time to head over into town and grab something to eat. And in town is also where the bathroom is. So let me show you what the bathroom looks like if you're going to be sleeping in Joshua Tree. The bathroom that we used was a Chevron because we looked at the Google reviews and everywhere said that it was really clean, but it's right next to this tank yard, which I thought was hilarious. So I guess that's one of the experiences you can have in this area. You can go and shoot tanks. So while you're in Joshua Tree, if you want to shoot some tanks, go for it. But this Chevron was really cool. Everybody was really nice there. And the bathrooms, as you can see, are super clean. They get the job done. And they've also got a bunch of fun snacks and stuff like that. They've got a bit of a Mexican flair here, so they've got a lot of like spicy chips and all kinds of things. So you can find whatever you're going to need for your stay at Joshua Tree inside the Chevron. So shout out to the Chevron in Joshua Tree. Thank you for your service, guys. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you want to see more of this area, make sure you hit that subscribe because I talk budget travel all the time. So I'll be taking numbers of road trips out of Las Vegas. Some of my most recent ones were to Zion, 7 Mountains. There's all kinds of things to do right outside of Vegas. So make sure you hit that plus, and I'll see you in the next video.